Welcome to the kitchen. I'm Chef Victoria Love, and today we're going to make individual Irish soda bread loaves. It just so happens to be St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patty's Day, and what better way to celebrate than to make some Irish soda bread. I love making it. I love eating it even better. So we're going to make it today with buttermilk, eggs, baking powder, all-purpose flour, caraway seeds, butter, light brown sugar, salt, and golden raisins. I prefer golden raisins. If you don't have them, dark raisins are fine. Let me get everything mise en place and I'll show you how to make it. And one thing that we're gonna do is I am gonna show you the difference between the appearance and texture of the bread if you need it as opposed to if you don't. If we're gonna make one that's sort of a scone method and the other one we're gonna really knead the bread and make it look nice and smooth like a nice boule.
Please subscribe so we can bring you more recipes. Thank you.
The first thing you want to do to prepare your ingredients is to cut your butter. So we want this really cold. It's a cut-in butter method, and whenever you're doing that for like scones or cookies, cut-in butter method, your butter needs to be really cold. So I'm going to cut this into cubes. I'll continue cutting this. I like to do it on the paper so then I can rotate it, wrap it back up, and put it in the freezer. Now that I have that all cubed, I'm going to pick it up, put it in the freezer, and get the rest of our ingredients ready.
Yeah, I'm in my chef jacket, but today it's St. Patrick's Day, so I wore green. And now we're gonna sift our flour, baking powder, and salt. And we're just gonna put this into our sifter and sift away. We just wanna make sure that we're aerating our flour and getting rid of any lumps that there might be. Once you have everything sifted, just pick it up, use the parchment paper to help you, and pour it right back into the bowl.
Our golden raisins are a little dried out and they're a little hard, and since this is going to go back into the oven and bake for a while in our bread, I want to put them into some water and I'm going to rehydrate them. So we'll get them into a liquid measuring cup that I can put in the microwave and cover it with water, and then we'll put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, strain, and then paper towel blot it dry. This is a cut and butter method, so I'm going to start off with our sifted flour, baking powder, and salt. So this we're going to add in our light brown sugar, a half a cup, and then our 1 tablespoon of caraway seeds. We're going to put this to mix on the stand mixer with the paddle attachment. And we'll let it mix until it's combined, then we're going to add the butter. So I've got our butter in there. We already cut it and it's frozen, so I'm going to add all of it. This will take a bit of time. It might take 4 minutes. On low speed, we want to cut the butter in. So the frozen butter is going to be cut into the dry ingredients, and we just have to let it keep stirring. And what you're looking for is that the mixture resembles sand. While that's mixing, I rehydrated our raisins, so I'm sure you can see how much plumper they look. And now we're going to mix together our eggs and our buttermilk. So this is 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of buttermilk, and keep it cold in the refrigerator. And then just with a fork, we just want to mix the two. Now, in case you don't have a stand mixer with paddle attachment, you can do this by hand using this. Unfortunately, it's bent out of shape. My students tend to mangle things. But anyhow, you can cut in the butter yourself, and if you don't even have one of these, you're just going to take 2 butter knives and crisscross inside there until you get all the butter cut in to the flour. Now, what you're looking for is that all of the large chunks of butter have been cut in, and you have a texture that resembles sand. So now you'll know you can add in the liquid ingredients. So I'm gonna add in all of our eggs and buttercream, get that all in, mix it in, and then I'm gonna add in our raisins. We wanna add the raisins in before it's completely mixed in. So I'll stir this for a minute. So I'm stopping now, and that's less than a minute. So you see how we still have flour on the side? We want to add in our golden raisins now, and just make sure that they are dried off, and let those mix in. And as soon as it comes together, we're going to stop mixing. See how all the ingredients are incorporated? There's no dry ingredients at the bottom. You will stop mixing now and remove this from the machine.
once you have your dough all mixed together, we're gonna put it out on the counter and we're gonna divide it into 4. So make sure you have flour lightly dusted on your work surface, and with a dough scraper or a knife, we're gonna divide it in half, and then each half we're gonna divide into half again so we can get 4. Now, these 2 small ones, we wanna do a sort of rustic style Irish soda bread, and we want it to just resemble a bit like a round loaf, and we're not gonna knead it at all. We're just gonna put it right there on a parchment lined baking tray, and we're gonna put it into a 325-degree oven to bake. And what will end up happening is that you have sort of like the end result and texture is like a giant scone. This is how some people like their Irish soda bread. I, on the other hand, prefer my soda bread to be better formed. So I'm gonna develop the gluten by kneading it. And let me wash my hands first and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so coat your hands with some flour, get a liberal sprinkling of flour on your work surface, and then we're going to knead. So kneading is rolling it out, folding it back in, and we want to develop the gluten. So you're going to start to see that the flour begins to create sort of like long, stretchy strands. And we want to shape this into a ball. So if you're going to keep kneading it, if you start to need more flour, just keep adding flour, and we're going to keep kneading this until it feels a bit dry. All right, so as soon as you see how the texture is changing, and you can start shaping your loaf by making it into a bit of a ball, placing it on your parchment lined baking sheet, and then the characteristic cut X at the top of your soda bread. Just cut into it with a sharp paring knife. There we go. And then we'll start kneading this one.
The best way to tell when the loaf is done is actually to turn it over. You see a nice golden brown color, but you also want to tap it. If it sounds hollow, then you know it's done. It's baked all the way through. Here we go. Here are our beautiful Irish soda bread out of the oven. This is the one that looks like a scone where we didn't knead the flour. And then this is a nice, beautiful little loaf where we kneaded the flour. And of course, we've got to slather on the butter and give it a taste. That was so delicious. Oh, I hope this inspires you to make it at home. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out all of our recipes on our YouTube channel. And Erin Go Bra. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.
For more recipe demonstrations, please click like and subscribe to Chef Victoria Loves YouTube channel and have fun in the kitchen. Thank you.